Hi you guys, it is Sasha with Pinwheels Quilting. It is a really overcast Wednesday. It randomly started pouring here and now it's just super cloudy. So who wants to go home and get in sweatpants? Me. Anyway, today I wanted to do just a quick little demo for you on this must-have tool. I'm going to zoom in. It's called the Folded Corner Clipper. It's a Creative Grids tool called the Folded Corner Clipper. I'm going to go closer to you. If you see, it even has a QR code. I always turn it the wrong way. Whoop, here we go. It even has a QR code so you can scan it and it brings up a YouTube video just demoing all the different uses for this tool. So it is absolutely amazing. 10 out of 10 recommend. We sell this on our website. If you go to pinwheelsquilting.com and type in Folded Corner Clipper or Folded Corner, it's on there. It's only $15.49. So I'm about to show you why this is worth every penny of that $15.49. My girl Kiana is at the laptop. She's watching comments. So if you guys have any questions, if you want me to repeat something, I want you guys to learn from this too. So feel free to just comment with any questions you have. And also go ahead and comment where you're watching from. Comment if you're live, so live from blah, blah, blah. Or if you're watching the recording, put that because we're just curious as to who's watching and when and from where. All right, so with that being said, Folded Corner Clipper, it's a Creative Grids tool, and I'm about to show you why this is life-changing. So this is a rose block. Isn't this neat? So you see the corners. So with the Folded Corner Clipper, you don't need to draw any pencil lines. And since you have to trim the corner anyway, why not just trim it first and then use the raw edge as your seam guide? So I'm about to show you firsthand what that means. All right, so here's this little block. So I have some 2.5 inch squares and I am just wanting to put this gray in the corners. So I'm going to do these corners just to show you guys. Hi, Miss Pam from Live Oak. We're thinking about you. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Mary Lee is my grandma. Hi, Grandma. How are you? Okay, so what we're going to do first. So here's what the tool looks like. Again, $15.49 on our website. Just type in Folded Corner Clipper. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in on my little cutting mat. And we're going to work with the top right corner. So I always like to place, let me make this just a little bit bigger. So I always like to be looking at the top right of whatever corner it is that I'm working with. So since I've already done this corner right here, this is my top right. So I don't want this corner that I've already done to be in the top right. I'm going to actually rotate the block now so that I'm working with the corner that I need to add this to the top right. Does that make sense? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my 2.5 inch square. Now, if you guys know me, you know that I'm all about just taking that extra minute to cut, ensure your accuracy. So I want to make sure that this is really square just so that everything comes out nicely. Just that little bit being off here adds up here, 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 and then it can make a big difference. So just that little tiny extra bit of accuracy, trimming just that extra little hair off really can make a difference. Hello, Miss Barbara. Okay, so I have my 2.5 inch square and I'm lining up my raw edges. So I'm lining up the raw edges. Let me zoom in just a little bit more. So as you can see right here, I'm lining up the raw edges of my pink fabric with the raw edges of my gray fabric. Okay, easy enough. And if you guys have watched my videos, if you're doing International Mystery Quilt Along, you know I like to use my fingernails to get it where it needs to go. So we just nudged it with our nails. All the raw edges are lined up. And we're going to take our Folded Corner Clipper and we're actually going to find the 2.5 inch line. Okay? So I'm going to put the 2.5 inch line on the bottom of my 2.5 inch square. So the 2.5 inch line is on the bottom of my 2.5 inch square. Then there's a little diagonal point that goes from the top left to the bottom right. So I want to make sure that that point hits the top left and the bottom right of my 2.5 inch square. Then additionally, where the 2.5 inch line is on the bottom of my square, and then where that diagonal line, where they touch, it actually creates a 90-degree angle. And so let me see if I can get this closer to the camera. Okay, so see how, so this is my 2.5 inch line that I'm talking about right there. And it's kind of glary. I'll post a picture on our page after, but the 2.5 inch line is here, and then it comes up to make a little 90-degree angle right there. So I'm actually going to, while my fabric is lined up, I'm going to take and line up the 2.5 inch line right there on the bottom of my square, and then that 90-degree angle, I'm lining that up with the raw edge of my side. You see that? Can everyone see okay? Do I need to zoom in more? What do I need to do? You just tell me. You see that? Okay. So my 2.5 inch line is on the bottom. That 90-degree angle is on the side of my square. My raw edges are still lined up. The diagonal line that goes from the top left to the bottom right, it is touching both the top left and bottom right points of that 2.5 inch square. And then there's also on the ruler on the top, there's a beveled edge right here. Can you guys see that? So that's going to line up with the raw edge, the top raw edge of the fabric. So really there are 4 different ways, 4 different areas that you're looking to line this up just to ensure accuracy. So they make it really, really easy. There are these non-slip grips on the back that grip to your fabric. So really, Creative Grids takes all the work out of this for you. All right, so we're lined up. And does anyone have any questions, Kiana? Okay.
They're saying where they're from. They said they could see the 2.5 inch.
Oh, good, good. Just want to make sure y'all could see it. Okay, so now I have a little bit of pressure on my ruler. I'm going to get my rotary cutter, and I'm just going to cut along that line. So when you're doing these types of blocks, you have to trim anyway, so you might as well just trim at the beginning, like I said, and use this as a seam guide for you. So I'm going to just gently lift up my ruler, and I'm going to keep this together, and this right here is my seam guide. I'm going to sew 1/4 inch seam along this line. So I'm going to go to my machine. I'm using a Bernina 790. I have my dual feed engaged. If you're not familiar with dual feed, it grips the fabric from the top while the feed dogs are pulling it through. So I think it's a great option, and that 1/4 inch seam guide is really nice for piecing. So let me sew this real quick. Anybody have any jokes while I'm sewing this real quick? Okay, so I'm just going to finger press this open, and when I'm finished with this block, I like to best press it, but I'm just going to finger press it open just for the time being. See? And then we're going to do the last one. So I'm going to go a little faster this time, just so you guys have one more example. So here we are again, 2.5 inch square. I'm going to line it up in the top right of the pink block, and I'm lining up my raw edges. Getting those in place with your fingernails. Nobody has any jokes, you guys? Come on.
Why didn't the skeleton cross the road?
Okay, why didn't the skeleton cross the road? Why? Oh, we don't know yet. Okay, you're going to have to tell us the answer because we don't know. Okay, so again, I'm just going to line my 2.5 inch line on the bottom. I'm going to line the 90-degree angle up on the bottom right. I'm lining up my diagonal lines. If you guys want to come in for a demo too, we're happy to do this in person, but just wanted you to see how awesome this was. Kiana's about to die laughing. What's the answer?
He didn't have the guts.
He didn't have the guts.
Why didn't the skeleton cross the road?
That's funny. That's really funny. Who said that?
Peggy Cass.
Hi, Peggy, that was good. I like that. We have the same sense of humor. So I have everything lined up again the same way. I'm just going to trim that edge, and this is why I shouldn't try to be lazy. Just stand up and do it right the first time. I was all cozy, y'all. I was just sitting there but yeah, it's always better to take the extra time to do it right the first time. And then I'm going to go back to my machine and sew another 1/4 inch seam. Is everybody ready for Halloween? It's so crazy that it's already almost Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, 2021. Like, gosh, this year has it's been so crazy, but it's also gone kind of fast for me. So then at this point, what I would do is I would hit it with some best press, give it like 3 good squirts, and then just press it with a hot iron just to get it nice and flat. Kiana's about to die laughing again. What is it?
No, nothing. I'm appreciating the joke.
Oh, Kiana's still laughing about your joke, so that was great. Good job. So yeah, so then just press it with some best press and a hot iron, and here you are, a little rose block. So again, in conclusion, this folded corner clipper really truly is life-changing. It will make your project so much easier. The markings are amazing. The non-slip grip on the back is incredible. That QR code on the front is just awesome. There have been times we carry several Creative Grids rulers. Actually, we have a really good mix of them in our shop. And if someone asks me about a ruler and I'm not sure what it does, I'll just scan the QR code and it brings up a video. And so a lot of these Creative Grids rulers, in fact, most of them, they have multiple uses. So you can use it for things other than what I just showed you. It has a lot of other uses. One more fun fact. So after you trim off the edges, let me zoom in. After you trim off the edges, if you sew along this right here, you have a little half square triangle. Yes, it does eliminate the pencil mark and it does help in mask block making. So see, then your little leftovers, you can piece together some little baby half square triangles. Cool, right? All right, that is all we have today. Y'all have a wonderful day and we will see you soon. Bye.